Welcome to Easy Email Marketing. I'm your host, Yael Keown, mum, FIFO wife, MBA, coffee lover, survivor superfan, and creator of the email experience. In Easy Email Marketing, you'll benefit from my nearly 20 years experience, where I'll be teaching you all the tips, tricks, and insider info on how to create feel-good, non-spammy experiences for your subscribers. Let's get stuck in. Happy New Year and welcome back to another year of the Easy Email Marketing podcast. I think we are coming into year 3 of this show and I am thrilled to be able to continue to share all the email marketing goodness with you. But to start, in today's episode, I wanted to celebrate that New Year's spirit. When you're in that zone of planning of all of the things in your life, I wanted to share with you my top tips for planning and executing your best email marketing year yet. But this isn't going to be like those other planning episodes and things you listen to. I don't want to go into the nitty-gritty. Instead, I am very much a big picture thinker and like to use my analytical problem-solving brain to really just quickly get a grasp of the big picture of what's going on. So I want to share with you how you can really strip this back, make this a simple process, but still actually take action on what is important and what will have the greatest impact on your business instead of just doing everything because somebody at some stage told you to. So I am going to share with you 4 simple steps that you can go through now, just spending an hour or two, if that, maybe 20 minutes even, depending how far down the rabbit hole you want to go, and just really decide how you are going to use your email marketing this year to grow your business. So let's get stuck in. And step 1 is, of course, probably the least sexy one, and that is to do a review. So within the email experience, so members there have just received a full brand new email marketing performance review lesson. So this is fresh, top of mind, and I guided them through, again, a stripped back process about how to identify what is most important, how to interpret all the data that is there from your email marketing. And let me tell you, email marketing software gives you the best data to learn about your audience, so you've totally got to embrace it. But as part of that, I recommend you have a look at 5 key areas. The first one is your list growth. So has your email list been growing over time? The second one is engagement. So how much are people engaging with your list? So overall average open rates, click rates, conversion rates to buying your things. So that's just a quick number to grab. You would also have a look at your sign-up sources. So if you have a lead page, is it converting well enough? If you have sign-up forms, are they converting well enough? Then your campaigns. So I love to do just a full export of all of my campaigns into a CSV format and kind of like sort by open rates or click rates and see what the best and worst ones are. And then, of course, your automations overall, again, how are they performing via opens or clicks, etc. And according to their goal, obviously we need to think about all of these in alignment with what their goals are, what you want people to do as a result of these campaigns and automations. But what's performing best and what's performing worst. So there's a few things that you'll be getting out of here. So I want you to first, keep an eye out for any outliers and any trends that are going on. So if things are trending up or down, or if there was some peaks and valleys, or if there was something that was just a nice surprise. So keep an eye out for anything like that and then question it. Just a quick question, why? So sometimes this could be like, okay, my sales were higher in this period of time because I had a sales promotion, or my opens were lower at this period of time because I had a sales promotion and I was sending more emails than usual. So there's some that have very simple explanations and there's some that are like, I'm not sure what is going on there. And also keeping an eye out for things like what topics are people most interested in, or what are the things that people are most buying or converting or engaging with. Or kind of thinking, okay, well, I'm not getting the click rates that I would hope for. What can I be doing to improve that? When it comes to knowing what's good or not, really, my main message here is just to compare mostly to yourself. So again, trends, outliers, make sure that, you have a pretty good average and hopefully an average that is going up. But then if you have some data and some benchmarking data within your software, you could look at your specific industry averages and medians so you can determine, okay, where you're sitting and if you need to improve. So you can go as shallow or as deep with this as you like. I do recommend not going too far down the rabbit hole in any one of these areas before you kind of get a grasp of the big picture. But this is so crucial because this really tells you where you need to be investing your time, because you might be surprised that it could just be one simple tweak that could make a huge difference on your bottom line. So if you did want support with that and kind of go through my guided process, you can join the email experience anytime at yaelkeown.com/experience. That lesson is waiting there for you all the time, along with a bunch of other resources to help you maximize the performance of your email marketing and knowing where to focus next. Okay, step 2 is then based on all of this and based on your overall business goals and what you want to achieve this year, choose your priorities. So, do you want to get more sales? And to get those sales, have you identified that you just need to get more subscribers because people are converting, or do you need to improve your conversion rates? So where is it that you need to improve to help you reach those business goals or to get that sales? Because it's likely one or the other. You need to figure out which one is more important for you. Or is it getting overall engagement? Maybe, people are just not opening. Maybe it's just to actually start emailing on a more regular basis. Or is it about you want to systemize things more and create some more automations and make things just simple for yourself? Or is it about providing, have you got enough sales and you've got things going on, but you just want to systemize things and make things smoother so that you don't have to spend so much time marketing or on your email, but it's just kind of ticking over by itself. So think about the numbers, think about these overall business goals and spot these gaps and think about what you should focus on next, and choose just a couple of priorities. We don't want to do everything too soon. I know the temptation is to say, I'm going to set up 12 automations, 1 automation a month, and that's going to be my thing for the year. Then next thing you know, you're behind and you end up writing yourself off because you haven't been realistic with your goals. So choose a couple of priorities. I tend to choose one project-based goal and one ongoing kind of improvement goal. So an example would be a project-based one will be, I want to automate my onboarding process, or I want to re-engage my email list, or I want to create my welcome series, or my retargeting automation. So choosing a project-based one, and then choosing a ongoing one which is I want to grow my list. So it's a number you're kind of tracking. And for that one, set yourself a KPI, set yourself a goal, an actual number. So I want to increase my click rates to X%, or I want to grow my list to this number. And then hopefully you can really align that to your overall business goals. So if you are stuck here and you're looking at the numbers, or if honest with me, if it's okay if you don't have numbers because you haven't been emailing much, check out my quiz. I have a quiz on my website where I kind of point you in the right direction about where I recommend you should start next, because we know there's a big wide world of email marketing. So you can go to yaelkeown.com/quiz and complete that. It will give you an answer right there and then. You don't need to opt in to my list to see what my recommended steps are. Of course, I do point you in the direction of specific resources that will help you take action, but that is how you can get stuck in and decide, okay, what is my priorities? But just choose a couple. Okay. Now, based on that, we move on to step 3, which is where we get into practical, fun stuff of mapping out your year. And again, the temptation can be to really zone in deep here and have every single email planned out for the year. I find that's kind of a waste of time, because unless you are a really big follow-througher, typically after a few months, we might learn more information, we change our plans, etc. However, that does not mean we shouldn't have a general outline, a good solid plan for the year, and then we hone in as we come into perhaps on a quarterly basis and definitely on a monthly basis. So my tip here is just to get out a sheet of paper or a spreadsheet and label every month of the year, January through December. Maybe have a post-it note for each month. And then just quickly note down any important dates, not for email marketing specifically, but for your business. So if you've planned to do special sales promotions, if you've planned to do product releases, if you are launching, if there are key dates that are really important for you, like Mother's Day, etc., when you know there are different things to talk about. If there are just times of year where it's certain things are more of a priority, like for example, this time of year is all about planning. So if you have things kind of relate to planning, kind of just plot kind of key times around there. Then also I recommend you put in your other obligations too. So I always whack in when school holidays are. I always whack in when there's other things going on. If I've got a holiday planned, like for the next couple of weeks, we have visitors coming and staying with us from Ireland. So I'm not going to be as available. I'm not going to expect myself to achieve all these projects when we have a lot of things going on. So plot those in, just quickly note what is going on. And then from there, we get down to your actual content. So, first your projects. So anytime there's a lull, then have a look at your big project and think, okay, that might be a month, which is a good month for me to focus on implementing this project. I know the temptation will be to do it in January, but you do not have to do it in January. You can do it as soon as it's a realistic time for you. Of course, I'd love to see you to prioritize it early. And then if you do get it done early in the year, then you can think, okay, well, what's the next project after that? And then to help you with consistency of actually sending emails, I like to choose content themes for every single month to help make it easy for you to come up with ideas of those regular emails you're going to be sending your list. Because remember, we're not only trying to implement new things like these projects, but we are trying to gradually increase our list growth or gradually increase our open rates, or maybe your goal is literally, I just want to be consistent and send an email every single week. And to do this, I recommend, to help you come up with ideas, to create content themes. So for every month, choose a theme. Now, sometimes these will be really strongly correlated to a sale or promotion, a product release, a launch that you have going on, or a lead up to a launch. It could have to do with that time of year, planning, Christmas, spring, summer, coming into anything that's seasonal for you. So choose a topic theme. And that's where I recommend you kind of leave it, apart from the next month or quarter, where I would recommend choosing your exact topic ideas and your exact email ideas and listing them out. But just get a general picture of your year, put it up on the wall. The bonus part is this process, it doesn't just apply to email apart from the projects, but the content themes, you can now weave that out through your social media, through your whatever other content you produce, through your other business goals. You can start to line it up with other things going on in your business. So this process isn't just about email, it impacts every area of your business. Now, if you want to go through a process of this with me, each year I go through a content planning workshop. I believe this will be my third year doing it. So I will be running a live content planning workshop happening at the end of January. I've tentatively set it at January 23rd. I haven't locked in a specific time because my kids have their holiday swimming lessons and they don't tell you the exact time that they're booked in for until 2 weeks in advance. So I haven't got the exact time, but there will be roughly around then, and I will be releasing new details on that soon. But how I'm doing it is a little bit different this year. This time, it is only going to be open to either Email Experience members or anyone who has purchased my course, WTF, Can I Send My List? So that is a course that takes you through a ton of different ideas and helps you generate content for your list, as well as helps you overcome some mindset blocks that come with it. So that's only like a $10 course. So you can join this workshop live for just $10 by getting that program. So you can think about, okay, I get the workshop for $10 and I get the program as a bonus, or I get the program and I get the workshop as a bonus. So you will get either a place to join live and, of course, the recording and the worksheet and the notes that come with it afterwards. So if you can't attend live, you can get all of that content. But if you can, it is totally worth it because it is actually a workshop. So I'm not just going to be talking at you. It will be We go through each of these steps. I've got a few extra little goodies in there as well, and we do it together. So you actually get this process done. So you can, if you are interested in that, make sure you either join the email experience at yaelkeown.com/experience, or you just get that course, and you can get that at yaelkeown.com/WTF. I'll put all of those links in the show notes. But absolutely, I recommend you getting on board because this will really set you up for success. So that's step 3. And finally, step 4, easy one, but has to be said, and that is to commit. It is useless having a plan or a strategy or ideas about what you want to do, but you don't put in the when or the how you're going to actually do it. So I want you to commit. No matter what projects you have, no matter how often you've decided you want to email your list, I want you to decide when it's going to happen, and I want you to put it in your calendar. So make it a recurring task every Monday on your list in your Google Calendar, or put it as a block of time once a month when you will batch create your content. And for the projects, put them in your calendar. Ask yourself when you're going to do it. My big tip around this is, to use James Clear's strategy of habit stacking. So if you already have like a day or of the month or of the week where you do your social media content, or you do something else, marketing, admin task, whack it in there that is part of that process, and that's just something you do on that same day. If you want more tips on how to make email marketing a habit, I have a whole podcast episode on that, episode 27. So I share a whole bunch of tips there, so you can check that one out as well. But I do want you to commit. Okay, so let's recap the steps for how to make this your best email marketing year yet. Number 1, review. So go through, have a look at your list growth, your engagement, your sign-up sources, your campaigns, and your automations, keeping an eye out for what's been working, what hasn't, and anything that kind of stands out to you, and identify why. Then based on this and your business goals, step 2 is to choose your priority. Typically, I would recommend a project and also some sort of ongoing one where you have like a KPI, like list growth or your click rates or your conversions, and that is your goal. Then and if you're unsure about what steps you want to take there, check out yaelkeown.com/quiz to decide what's next. Then step 3 is to map out your year. So just put each month on a column or a row in a spreadsheet or whatever works for you on a bit of paper. I'd go month by month and say what's happening in your business, what's happening in your life, and then plug in when you can work on your projects and choose content themes for your content ideas. And then finally, step 4 is commit. Ask yourself when you are going to do this and actually make it happen. So I would love to thank you for joining me today. I really do hope that this isn't just another year for you where you say, I really want to do email marketing, but it just flies by. I mean, it happens a lot. I would love to support you through that process, whether it is just through continuing to listen to this podcast or going to back catalogs, or it's just taking that quiz or being on my list and getting all of the helpful content I send there. Or if you want to join me inside, that content planning workshop to get this started, or join me inside the email experience where I can support you through coaching and tech checks and overall accountability and just making this happen. So all those links for all of those things are in the show notes. I would love to work with you through the year. There are also opportunities for one-on-one work too. I still have a couple of places left for what I call my email implementer experience, or the email implementer, and that is where I work with you one-on-one to make things happen over a 3-month, 6-month, or 12-month period. So I'll pop a link for details about that in the show notes. Also, if you prefer a more one-on-one approach, I really, really need this accountability to make it happen. But I just ultimately hope that you really embrace email this year. I wish that you have just a great business year overall, and a great year with your family and whatever it is that is important to you. And overall, I just ask that you give yourself a little bit of grace when it comes to this. Don't overcommit. Don't set too high an expectations of yourself. Instead, just make it possible. So I'll leave you with that thought. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please let me know what you've enjoyed from this episode or what you want to know more about as we go into 2024. You can connect with me anytime over on Instagram. I'm at Yael Keown, all one word, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for listening to Easy Email Marketing. It's an absolute honour that you chose to listen. If you love this episode, then it would mean the world to me if you could leave a review so that others can find this podcast and make their email marketing easy too. Finally, make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss a thing. Until next time, have an awesome day and make sure to keep showing up and serving in those inboxes.